Have you ever looked at your child and wondered, why does this child think like this? Why does this child feel so deeply? Why is this child not responding to the usual academic pressure like other children do? And could it be possible that your child is not confused, not lazy, not distracted, not difficult, but simply wired for a different kind of intelligence? Today, I want you to listen carefully because I'm going to walk you through an actual intelligence mapping case study. I will use an imaginary name to protect the identity of the child. Let us call her Christina. Christina is not a random personality case. She is a powerful example of why intelligence cannot be measured only through marks, exams, report cards, memory tests, or school labels. Because when I read a child through astrological intelligence mapping, I am not guessing. I am not casually saying, maybe she is creative, or maybe she is emotional, or maybe she is good with people. No. I use planetary placement as the diagnostic engine. The sign shows the operating style. The house shows the life area where intelligence expresses. The planet shows the type of cognitive force. The karaka shows the deeper soul and career direction. The conjunctions show how different intelligences blend together. And when these layers are read together, you begin to see something very direct, very specific, and very useful. You stop asking, is my child intelligent? You start asking the correct question. What kind of intelligence is my child born to use? That is where the whole game changes. In Christina's chart, the ascendant is Capricorn. This immediately tells me something important. This child has a structural base. She is not built only for fantasy. She needs order, direction, responsibility, and a sense of real-world usefulness. Capricorn gives seriousness, discipline, maturity, and the capacity to carry pressure. But here's the interesting part. Her strongest planetary concentration is not in a dry technical zone. It is in the 7th house, in Cancer. Sun, Mars, Mercury as Amatya Karaka, and Jupiter are all placed in Cancer in the 7th house. Now pause here. The 7th house is the house of people. Relationships, partnerships, dialogue, clients, the outside world, how you meet others, how you negotiate with life, how you understand another human being. Cancer is emotional, intuitive, protective, nurturing, sensitive, and deeply responsive. So when I see this kind of 7th house Cancer concentration, I immediately know that Christina's intelligence is not isolated intelligence. It is not the intelligence of a child who must be locked in a room and forced to memorize for hours without emotional connection. Her intelligence wakes up through people. She understands through interaction. She learns through emotional context. She observes tone, mood, expressions, discomfort, silence, approval, rejection, and subtle emotional signals. This is why her dominant intelligence is interpersonal intelligence. And this is where many parents make the first mistake. They see a child who is emotionally responsive, relational, sensitive, or deeply affected by people, and they think she is too emotional. But from an intelligence mapping perspective, I ask a different question. What if this emotional sensitivity is not weakness? What if this is her radar? What if this is how her mind collects data? What if she is reading human patterns faster than other children read textbook paragraphs? With Sun, Mars, Mercury, and Jupiter in Cancer in the 7th house, Christina is designed to understand people. She can become a counselor, teacher, communicator, guide, negotiator, advisor, relationship coach, psychologist, mediator, content educator, or a person who works with human behavior. This is not ordinary people-pleasing. This is people mapping intelligence. She may sense what someone is not saying. She may understand conflict before it becomes visible. She may be drawn toward helping others. She may feel responsible for emotional harmony. She may naturally become the one friends speak to when they are confused. Now, Mercury is Amatya Karaka in this chart. This is extremely important. Amatya Karaka tells us the work path intelligence. It shows the skill through which the person engages with career and practical contribution. Mercury as Amatya Karaka says communication is not optional for Christina. It is central. Mercury gives language, analysis, speech, writing, adaptability, storytelling, negotiation, explanation, and the ability to connect ideas. But this Mercury is not alone. It is with Mars, Jupiter, and Sun. So what happens? Mercury with Mars makes the mind sharp, direct, fast, strategic, and argument capable. This child may speak with force when emotionally activated. She may debate, she may defend, She may challenge. She may ask pointed questions. She may not accept vague answers. Mercury with Jupiter gives teaching intelligence. It gives wisdom through language. It gives the ability to explain, guide, mentor, and communicate meaning. It is excellent for education, consulting, law, counseling, publishing, public speaking, and coaching. Mercury with Sun gives clarity and authority in speech. It gives presence. It gives the ability to speak in a way others notice. So Christina's second powerful intelligence is linguistic intelligence. But understand this carefully. This is not merely good English or good vocabulary. Linguistic intelligence means she can use words to influence, heal, explain, defend, persuade, educate, and emotionally move people. She may become powerful in podcasting, script writing, psychology content, teaching, public speaking, law, counseling, media, storytelling, branding, social media education, or relationship communication. If you are her parent, do not only ask, how many marks did she get in mathematics? Also ask, can she explain what others feel? Can she write emotionally? Can she persuade? Can she tell stories? Can she speak with conviction? Can she understand both sides of a conflict? Can she make people listen? Because that is her intelligence showing itself. Now let us move to the soul indicator. Venus is Atma Karaka in Leo in the 8th house. This is the heart of the chart. Atma Karaka is not casual. It shows the soul's deepest learning path. It shows what the person must understand, refine, and express in this lifetime. Venus as Atma Karaka means the soul is learning through love, beauty, harmony, relationship, refinement, creativity, aesthetics, emotional value, attraction, and self-worth. But Venus is placed in Leo. Leo wants expression, recognition, performance, dignity, creativity, visibility, and the courage to shine. And then Venus is placed in the 8th house. The 8th house is depth, transformation, hidden knowledge, psychology, intimacy, secrets, trauma, crisis, rebirth, occult, research, the unseen layers of life. So what does this create? This creates a child whose intelligence is deeply connected to emotional transformation. Christina is not here for shallow beauty. She is not here only for decoration, attention, or social charm. Her Venus is not superficial. It is 8th house Venus. She is drawn to what is hidden behind beauty. Why do people love? Why do people break? Why do people hide pain? Why do relationships transform us? Why does rejection hurt so deeply? Why does intimacy change identity? Why do people repeat emotional patterns? This gives strong intrapersonal intelligence and existential intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence means the ability to understand oneself, one's emotions, motivations, wounds, desires, fears, values, and inner patterns. Existential intelligence means the ability to ask deeper questions about life, purpose, pain, love, death, transformation, truth, and meaning. This is why Christina may not feel satisfied with shallow career advice. If you simply say, take this subject because it has scope, she may feel disconnected, because her chart is not asking only for scope. Her chart is asking for meaning. Her intelligence wants to connect with the world through emotional truth. This is why psychology, counseling, trauma studies, relationship coaching, art therapy, mythology, symbolic systems, astrology, depth research, philosophy, creative writing, film, and human transformation fields may deeply attract her. Now look at Rahu in Taurus in the 5th house. The 5th house is creative intelligence, education, talent, memory, performance, children, expression, and joy. Taurus is ruled by Venus. It is beauty, voice, comfort, value, food, music, designics, material form, and sensory refinement. Rahu intensifies whatever it touches, so Rahu in Taurus in the 5th creates a hunger for creative expression. It can create strong attraction toward voice, beauty, design, performing arts, visual content, branding, music, fashion, creative education, social media, storytelling, or any form of artistic intelligence. This supports visual spatial intelligence and musical rhythmic intelligence. Now again, do not reduce this to she likes drawing or she likes music. Go deeper. Visual spatial intelligence means she may think in images, colors, emotional scenes, visual arrangements, design flows, symbols, and aesthetic patterns. Musical intelligence means she may remember through rhythm, tone, emotional sound, voice modulation, poetry, song mantra, cadence, or spoken expression. So if Christina enjoys reels, films, fashion, color palettes, poetry, music, decor, symbolic visuals, mood boards, photography, or performance, do not dismiss it as distraction. It may be her intelligence seeking a channel. The right question is not, why is she wasting time on creative things? The right question is, can this become design psychology? Can this become media communication? Can this become educational storytelling? Can this become art therapy? Can this become UX design? Can this become branding? Can this become visual coaching? Can this become emotionally intelligent content creation? That is how intelligence mapping converts vague talent into direction. Now, Saturn is in Gemini in the 6th house. This is another important layer. Gemini is communication, language, writing, analysis, curiosity, data, ideas, and information movement. The 6th house is correction, problem solving, discipline, daily work, service, improvement, conflict resolution, and practical application. Saturn brings structure, patience, seriousness, effort, repetition, and mastery over time. So Saturn in Gemini in the 6th gives analytical discipline. It can make Christina good at editing, writing, documentation, research, auditing, correction, problem solving, structured communication, and detailed study. This supports logical mathematical intelligence, but not necessarily in the pure engineering sense. It is more like diagnostic intelligence. She may find flaws in arguments. She may notice inconsistencies in stories. She may become good at research writing. She may analyze human behavior systematically. She may create frameworks. She may become a careful communicator. She may do well in psychology research, UX research, legal writing, behavioral analytics, content strategy, social science research, or counseling documentation. But Saturn also shows effort. This may not be instant confidence. She may take time to trust her voice. She may worry about mistakes. She may feel she must be perfect before speaking. As a parent, you must not crush this child with constant criticism. Saturn in Gemini already creates inner pressure around communication and correctness. Give structure, yes, but do not create fear. Because fear will block Mercury, and Mercury is her career intelligence. Now Moon is in Aquarius in the 2nd house. The 2nd house is speech, voice, family values, resources, food, memory, accumulated knowledge, and the way we express value. Aquarius is systems, networks, social patterns, technology, reform, communities, innovation, and future thinking. Moon in Aquarius in the 2nd can create a voice that is emotionally aware but mentally detached. She may speak about people and society in a way that is observant, unusual, and sometimes ahead of her age. This strengthens communication, social observation, and systems thinking. She may be interested in communities, online platforms, social issues, group psychology, technology, digital education, futuristic ideas, or reform-based content. Now, Ketu is in Scorpio in the 11th house. The 11th house is networks, gains, communities, social circles, recognition, long-term goals, and large groups. Scorpio is depth, secrecy, psychology, hidden motives, transformation, emotional intensity, research, and occult insight. Ketu in Scorpio gives detachment from ordinary group dynamics. This child may not enjoy superficial friendships. She may not feel fully satisfied in noisy social circles. She may observe groups, but not always belong easily. But the gift is profound. She can see hidden motives in networks. She can understand power dynamics. She can read emotional undercurrents in groups. She can detach from popularity games. She can become a deep researcher of human systems. This again supports psychology, research, occult studies, sociology, social work, human behavior, group dynamics, and transformational coaching. So when I map Christina's intelligence, I do not see one narrow label. I see a layered intelligence profile. Her dominant intelligence is interpersonal intelligence. Her second dominant intelligence is linguistic intelligence. Her third powerful intelligence is intrapersonal intelligence. Then comes visual spatial intelligence, then existential intelligence, then analytical and logical intelligence, then musical rhythmic intelligence, then bodily kinesthetic intelligence, especially through expressive movement, performance, body-based emotional regulation, or action in relational environments. And finally, a meaningful layer of naturalist or systems observation intelligence, not necessarily as only plants and animals, but as the ability to observe environments, communities, emotional ecosystems, and social patterns. Now let me tell you why this method is superior and direct. Most career guidance starts too late. It asks a teenager, "What subject do you like?" But the teenager may not even know why they like something. Some children like psychology because they are emotionally wired to understand pain. Some like design because they think visually. Some like law because they are debate-driven. Some like media because they need voice and audience. Some like counseling because they feel what others cannot say. Some like research because their mind wants hidden truth. Some like astrology because they are symbolic pattern readers. Some like communication because words are the bridge between their inner world and the outer world. So asking only, "What do you like?" is not enough. Intelligence mapping asks, what is the planetary engine behind the interest? Which house is activating the intelligence? Which sign shows the style of expression? Which karaka shows the life direction? Which conjunctions show blended talents? Where will the child feel joy, usefulness, and connection with the world? That is a much more precise question. For Christina, I would not force a dry, emotionally disconnected path just because society says it is practical. I would guide her toward fields like psychology, counseling, communication, media, UX research, human-centered design, law and mediation, creative writing, relationship education, art therapy, social science research, philosophy, astrology, mythology, visual storytelling, branding, or transformational coaching. Why? Because she is built to understand people, communicate insight, create emotional connection, decode hidden patterns, and express depth through beauty and language. She may enjoy psychology because her 7th house and 8th house are both activated. She may enjoy counseling because Mercury, Jupiter, Cancer, and the 7th house create a guide communicator. She may enjoy law or mediation because Mars, Mercury, Sun, and Jupiter in the 7th can argue, negotiate, defend, and advise. She may enjoy design because Venus at Karaka and Rahu in Taurus in the 5th create strong aesthetic hunger. She may enjoy media because Mercury Amatya Karaka needs voice, message, and audience. She may enjoy research because Venus in the 8th and Ketu in Scorpio want hidden truth. She may enjoy creative writing because Mercury gives language, Cancer gives emotional memory, Leo gives dramatic expression, and the 8th house gives depth. This is how a child's field of study should be selected. Not by fear, not by trend, not by comparison, not by family pressure, but by intelligence signature. When the field matches the intelligence, discipline becomes easier. Learning becomes natural, confidence improves. The child begins to feel, this connects with me, this is not just a subject, this is how I meet the world. And that is exactly what we want. We do not want children to spend 10 years trying to become someone they were never wired to be. We want them to discover the intelligence already alive inside them. Because every child has intelligence, but not every child has the same intelligence. Some children are builders, some are healers, some are speakers, some are researchers, some are designers, some are leaders, some are performers, some are strategists, some are counselors, some are spiritual thinkers, some are technical problem solvers, some are emotional translators. Your child does not need to become the neighbor's child. Your child needs to become accurate to their own map. And when you understand the planetary placements, you stop blindly pushing. You start guiding. You stop saying, why are you not like others? You start saying, now I understand how your intelligence works. That one shift can save a child years of confusion. It can save parents years of conflict. It can help a teenager choose subjects with confidence. It can help a Gen Z mind stop feeling broken just because they do not fit into old academic boxes. And it can help you as a parent become not just a provider, but a true guide. So if you are watching this and thinking, I want this kind of clarity for my child, then this is your invitation. Get in touch with me for a deep intelligence map reading, one that works for your child, not against your child. I will help you understand the dominant intelligence, the hidden intelligence, the study direction, the emotional wiring, the creative potential, the career pathways, and the deeper planetary diagnostic engine behind your child's natural gifts. Because your child's future should not be built on guesswork. It should be built on clarity. And when you know the intelligence map, you stop forcing the child. You start aligning the child. Like, share, subscribe, and send this to a parent who is still trying to understand why their child is different. Because different does not mean lost. Different may mean gifted. And sometimes the child you are trying to correct is the child you first need to understand.